is it, for like interns or something?
People checking out haircuts. You know, young people learn how to do haircuts. Older people want to see something different. So I've already started to cut. I started out with a 4 blade on him. I'm gonna come down to a 3 here. Follow a scissor cut on top. Just a simple type haircut. Something that might be something you learn something on. Maybe whatever. Maybe a young person going to barber college or something. They'll be able to check this out and learn a little something. Maybe some older people that don't know what they're doing with clipper cut and want to learn how to clipper cut.
Yeah.
And they'll learn how to do it with this. Okay. Just doing a 4, run the 4 at the back. I like to do it where it changes at through here. I've already cut on this side, so I started to cut and I said, let's make a video if you want to. He said, let's do it. It's always interesting. You notice right here where it changed, the head changes right here. You'll notice, you put it where the head changes, you can see the difference. Where it changes is where we want to cut to, where it changes at. You can see that pretty easy. Okay, I'm going to drop that down with 3. I'm going to fade in a little. Just where it fades in a little bit right here. Where it comes off the head at. You can actually see where it comes off the head. It changes here too, see? The head does. So what you're doing, you're changing it right through here, see? And so you're fading in there. So it's no problem. It comes off the head. Where it fades naturally by nature. And we're actually fading that in. Coming off the head and actually blend this together as we do this. If you're not using clippers, you're missing it in the barber business. I used scissors and clipper overcomb and didn't have the guards, and I missed it for years. It's just too slow when you can do these haircuts and get a better looking haircut with this. Okay, let's go up a little bit with 5. Let's take a 1-inch blade now. We've used a 1/2 inch, we used 3/4. Now we'll use a 1 inch. Go up just a little higher. Take that off, some of that stuff off. Blending it right in. Basically the same thing the 4 does right in this area, but okay. Slide it just a little bit taller, sir. Okay. I really enjoy these cuts. This is some of the ones I enjoy more than any of them. These cuts where we so simple, so easy, and they look so good when you finish with them. Okay. Comb over clipper. Under clipper technique. Just come in here and maybe do a little something here. Bend it down a little bit. I can always come back and do a little something here too. I'm not finished with it completely. I'm just, I'll go back and do my finishing touches in a minute. But I have to have a place to finish. I know when I was younger, I stayed up a lot late at night. I'd be out and rocking over in North Carolina. Went to church over there, and I was actually a little bit tired when I got to work, and I'd go around in circles on a haircut. If you don't get enough sleep, you can't finish a haircut. It's going to take you twice as long, and it's not going to look as good. So you got to get your adequate sleep at night. And well, you don't go around in circles when you cut the hair. And you got to start to find you a finishing place, which will be establishing your hairlines, and then coming back up and finishing the cut. If you have something to finish, then you can go back and look over it and then finish the whole haircut up. So that's my little theory on that over the years, something I've learned. That you got to have a starting place, start to finish with, you know, so to speak, which would be a nice hairline. Then you can blend back up to that. Pretty much get your hairline like you want it. And what we're gonna do is come back in here and blend some. This long stuff. He's got a new baby coming, so he's wanting to look good when that baby gets here. So he's changing it where his hair is a little bit more snug now. So that'll be interesting. Be his first child, is that right?
Yes, sir.
First child. I know I have 2 little ones, and I tell you, there's nothing like it. I tell you, you're gonna love it, man. And they come up, Daddy, I love you, hug up on you. I tell you, nothing like that feeling.
Yeah.
And the little woman at the restaurant the other day, she said, he hugged her, then she said, he's so sweet. Then he really hugged her. He really put his arms around her and hugged her like he knew her, you know. He's a loving little old joker. Like Landon especially, Granny is too. There's two different ones, twins. And I tell you, one weighs about 80 pounds, one weighs about 50. One eats everything that Gran has left over, Landon eats it. So he really enjoys eating like his daddy. So
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
he really likes it.
It's better to be healthy.
And yeah, he loves some eats now. Let me come here where it gets thick at. I cut a little here. One way to get the bang looking good, go up to where it looks thick at, where you got a more thicker look, and then you can go ahead and right about there and establish a bang. And that's looking pretty decent.
Oh, yeah. I've been needing this a while.
Yes, you have.
I kept trimming and trimming and trimming.
When I cut your daddy's hair before I cut your hair, I reckon you were little then. And your daddy passed on since then, but kind of young too when he left.
Yeah. 50.
Yeah, 50 years old. Young.
Was his hair fine like mine?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. He had a pretty good head of hair, pretty thick head of hair.
I was the only one that got that gene.
Thin hair gene.
Yeah.
Probably come off your mom. Most of them you take out your mother's side on the hair, they say. The genetics. A lot of it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope my little boy takes after his
She
mom.
had a lot of hair. Your mother did.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand. My sister's got a whole head full. Brother's got a whole head full. I'm just
Lost out on the hair a little bit.
reckon I'm the milkman's baby. That's what I tell him.
I probably a few places that's happened before, several times probably.
Especially back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s.
Probably in the 30s and 40s too, because people always had that wrong nature about them.
It was probably easier back in the 30s. They still delivered it then, didn't they?
Yeah, they delivered, yeah, back in those days, yeah. But I remember when I was little, the milkman came and I was one of them Winkies, the strawberry and chocolate and all, it was Biltmore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that thing was good. About 20 something cent or 18 cent or something. I'm about 52 years old, so I mean, that's a long time ago.
Can't get it for that now.
Yeah.
Probably $5 for one now.
Probably, yeah. I wasn't down. Let me get my blow dryer right quick. We've had a good conversation too while we cut this cut, so I reckon maybe they'll watch it for the conversation too, maybe.
Yeah.
Some of us Southerners, they laugh in our voices, you know.
Yeah, ain't nothing
Some of
like
them say they like it, and some of them won't say anything. The Southern pumpkins down here in South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
The rebels.
Hospitality.
Southern hospitality. Folks up north now, if y'all want to eat grits, now get your grits and cook them according to if you can find them at the grocery store and put a little butter in it.
Yeah.
And you'll like them. Eat them while they're hot. That's all you got to do. Break a little bacon up in it.
Exactly.
You'll enjoy it. Scramble some eggs to eat with it. Eat it hot. They laugh at us about eating grits. They give me one of them grits.
I tell
One of
you
them
what,
grits, you can't even see that.
Mom, man, she's from Baltimore, and she makes that hot tea.
Mm-hmm.
I can't drink it, man.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
I mean, it's alright. I grew up on it because instead of us getting coffee or something like that in the morning, she always would make us a nice hot cup of tea with some milk and sugar.
Probably a certain brand that she's using up there that you're not used to.
Yeah,
That's
and
probably what it was.
it's alright, man, but I love my iced tea.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get over my iced tea.
Well, I like iced tea, but I don't want it so sweet that you can't drink it
no,
hard.
it'd be like syrup.
A lot of people do that. They just go too much with it.
2 cups of sugar in a gallon thing, that's,
Yeah.
that ruins it.
Now, what I can do here is take this 5 now, and the 1-inch blade, in other words, and go back through here, just kind of blend a little bit, and make sure that this thing is even. Now, there's no way I can get this thing as perfect as I can with this clipper. So I need to use this clipper every chance I can use it, as far as on these sides and things. There's no way I can take that scissor and comb and do a real good job like I can with this. And I see people just beating the fire to self-cutting with a clipper and a comb, and it looks good when they finish with it. But it'd be so much easier to go ahead and just pick up the clipper with a guard on it. Fade it in. Now let me fall back down with a 3/4 blade now. That was a 1-inch blade. And like I say, just notice where it changes at. The head changes. See where it changes at? That's what I want to do. Come in here where it changes and come off the head. It does it by itself. See how I'm fading off by myself? That's all you got to know when you're doing fades. It comes off the head by itself. And what you're doing, you're not riding around the head. You're not going around the head. If you do, you got a buzz. You want just to fade it by doing it this way. Just come off the head. Just scalp with it. And now what I'll do is come down right through here with a somebody's probably looking back here and say, boy, he needs to work on that some more, which I will. Hold on just a minute, we'll get to it. That's one thing about that Andis Master Clipper, this thing here, it's got about 7-8 guards that come with it, and that's what you need, something with good guards. Now they've got to put, a lot of people use that red clip-on guard. It just moves constantly. It's hard to use with this. Get you one that's made for this Andis Master Clipper. Get this clipper, oil it before you ever turn it on. Adjust it with your screwdriver if it makes that noise when you first turn it on. Take your screwdriver and move it until it quits making the noise. That means it's adjusted out right. And oil it good. Oil it real good before you turn it on. Keep it oiled. Keep it clean. Okay. You got this here, this and this little trimmer. These are great too. I like the peanut also. That's a good trimmer too. I'm going to come right here and do a little something. Let's see if that thing looking right. And the rule, if you'll just go ahead and shave the whole neckline, you're not going to be able to see every wild hair, okay? Especially as you get older, you're not going to have quite the vision you did when you were a young person cutting hair. Just go ahead and cut the whole thing through here. Cut every bit of this. Shave every bit of the neckline. All the back. And if you do, you're going to get all the hair. If you just try to cut where you see something else, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss it here probably on the sides. So. People's kind of picking at us because we get $11 for a haircut or $10. I was getting 10, 11 for a cut, but see, I cut 3 or 4 an hour sometimes. So a lot of times it's 4. A couple of them might be a buzz. 2 or 3 might be a buzz in those hours. That hour, so I'm really making more money than I would if I charged $40 or $50 for a cut. And just did 8 haircuts a day or something. So I'm working probably a little bit harder. Just kind of see this cut turn out pretty doggone good. I'm real pleased with that. One thing about it, I'm going to give you my best cut when we get on the video anyway. Might get tired of hearing me talk. I'm going to try to give you a good cut either way, but you know, especially we're trying to do something that maybe helps somebody out there that's trying to learn these cuts. I think that's the nature of human beings should be.
Yeah.
I was studying on Moses yesterday. He tried to help every way he could. We got a little vacation Bible school at our church. And Moses was the fellow that helped every way he could. He even got in trouble and killed an Egyptian trying to protect the Jewish people, his Jewish brethren, you know. And every chance he could, he was trying to help. He helped when he came up to the land, and 7 daughters of, he married one of them, and he would help them because shepherds were running the girls off, wasn't going to let them water their flock, So he stood up, Moses did, and helped them. So he's a pretty tough character. So that's in our nature, human beings, I believe, to help other people. And you want to, do something with your life. Like, I want to make a mark with my life before I leave this world. Everybody does. And we appreciate you watching so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something on this cut. Like I say, I could have done this with a 5 up here, probably almost, but being that it's finer here and thinner here, I wanted to kind of scissor cut this and leave it just a little bit longer for a better look. We appreciate you stopping, and please subscribe to our channel. I'm Michael Ryan Cassidy. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Got a $9 tip, man. $11, but he gave me a $20. I reckon this thing's real. Okay, thanks for watching. Appreciate you.